Welcome to Iraqi Dinar News, your dedicated source for reliable updates, precise financial insights, and trustworthy coverage of Iraq's currency developments. If you've been following Iraq's economic transformation, today is a momentous occasion. A new wave of developments has just emerged that could signify one of the most important shifts in Iraq's monetary trajectory in recent history. This time, it's not just talk. It's real and backed by data. As of May 28, 2025, the Central Bank of Iraq, working alongside the World Trade Organization, WTO, has officially disclosed the real effective exchange rate, REER, for the Iraqi dinar. This move represents a crucial benchmark, not just for Iraq, but for dinar holders worldwide. The REER offers a more authentic valuation of Iraq's currency, calculated through metrics like trade volume, inflation, and comparison against a basket of global currencies. Far more comprehensive than the standard exchange rate. So what does this mean? For years, economists have argued that the Iraqi dinar has been undervalued. Now we have financial evidence, backed by credible global institutions, that validates this belief. This isn't political rhetoric. It's the data-driven validation that many investors and citizens have been waiting to see. This could mark the true beginning of the long-anticipated revaluation process. For those new to this journey, it's important to understand the broader context. Iraq has been pursuing economic reforms for years. These reforms have aimed at eliminating corruption, modernizing financial infrastructure, and reducing reliance on oil exports. Institutions like the International Monetary Fund, IMF, and World Bank have not only supported these reforms, they've encouraged and helped shape them. And now, with this latest release of the REER, we're beginning to see tangible progress. This development didn't come out of nowhere. It follows a sequence of strategic meetings involving Iraq's central bank, key government officials, and representatives from both the IMF and WTO. It signals a unified, deliberate approach, an indication that Iraq is signaling its readiness to step into the global financial arena with strength and legitimacy. The REER evaluates the performance of the Iraqi dinar against the currencies of Iraq's primary trading partners. It factors in inflation rates, productivity, and trade flows. This gives the world a more accurate picture of the dinar's true value beyond the fixed official rate of 1,310 dinars per USD. Insiders close to Prime Minister al-Sudani suggest the REER indicates a much stronger valuation, details of which remain confidential, but the sentiment is clear. The dinar's actual worth could be far greater than previously acknowledged. This release sends a powerful message to foreign investors, global markets, and financial institutions. Iraq is restructuring and ready to be taken seriously. The central bank has already begun reshaping leadership in major state-owned banks, pushing forward reforms that improve accountability, transparency, and strategic oversight, core components needed for a resilient financial system. Even more compelling is the confidence of Iraq's own people. Over 90% of Iraq's currency remains outside of banks, held by everyday citizens. This isn't just due to a lack of access or distrust in banks. It's a calculated decision by a population that believes in the future value of the dinar. This recent exchange rate revelation confirms that their belief might have been well placed all along. The implications of a stronger validated dinar extend beyond numbers. It influences the cost of goods, salary structures, investment flows, and international trade dynamics. For the first time in decades, financial experts and institutions are describing Iraq as a recovered country. While that may sound like a simple label in global economic terms, it is a significant upgrade. It moves Iraq out of the high-risk category and into a space of opportunity, credibility, and growth. This new label, endorsed by global organizations like the IMF, WTO, and even the U.S. Treasury, could open the door for better sovereign credit ratings, increased foreign investment, and broader trade access. One of the most anticipated reforms in Iraq's monetary policy, the deletion of 3 zeros from the currency, is back in the spotlight. For years, this concept has been discussed as a way to make the dinar more practical in daily transactions and to reflect Iraq's economic progression. Now, with a real effective exchange rate officially released and positively received, this initiative seems more likely than ever to move forward. The governor of the Central Bank of Iraq recently reiterated that the plan to remove the zeros is not only still in motion, but will be activated once conditions are deemed economically suitable. This reform would simplify both domestic and international use of the dinar, making it easier for consumers and businesses alike. More importantly, it would serve as a clear signal that Iraq has confidence in the stability of its economy and its currency. Beyond monetary policy, Iraq has been intensifying its relationship with the World Trade Organization, WTO. Recent high-level meetings have been more frequent, more strategic, and aligned with Iraq's broader goal of integrating into global trade systems. A currency with real and trusted value, now backed by the rear, positions Iraq to be a stronger player on the world stage. In order to become a true competitor in global markets, Iraq needs a currency that does more than just exist on paper. It needs to function effectively in international trade and reflect the nation's economic performance in real-world terms. The rear does just that. It gives investors and global partners a clearer understanding of Iraq's economic health and potential. So why is this all happening now? According to multiple sources within the Iraqi government and financial sector, this timing is strategic and intentional. Prime Minister al-Sudani has made it no secret that his administration is pushing for a full-scale economic renaissance. His speeches have repeatedly emphasized a vision of Iraq returning to financial prominence. Some policymakers have even gone as far as to say they are aiming for a dinar valuation comparable to its historical strength when it traded at over $3.00 per US dollar during the 1980s. While such numbers may not be reached overnight, the policy groundwork being laid today is undeniably aimed at long-term growth. These reforms aren't just cosmetic. They reflect a deep effort to repair trust between Iraqi institutions and the public. That's why there's been so much focus on government accountability, banking transparency, and leadership reform. This trajectory isn't just internal either. There is growing speculation among analysts that Iraq may eventually move to price its oil exports in dinars. If such a policy were to be enacted, it would massively increase global demand for the Iraqi currency. It would also further cement Iraq's monetary sovereignty and global trading power. While no official announcement has been made, the mere discussion of such a possibility highlights how serious Iraq is about reshaping its economic identity. As Iraq continues to modernize its banking and trade systems, we can expect to see additional positive milestones. The rear release represents one of the most significant steps to date, but it is only the beginning of a longer process that includes strategic reform across every sector of the economy. So where does this leave dinar holders? The answer lies in cautious optimism. This is not the time for emotional speculation. It's a time to follow the facts and monitor progress with clarity. The rear confirms what many have long believed. The Iraqi dinar has been undervalued. It also gives financial institutions and investors a foundation to work with moving forward. Nations across the Middle East, such as Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and Qatar, are already responding. Their investment in Iraq is not just a show of diplomatic solidarity, it's a calculated business decision. These countries see the opportunity for growth and are aligning themselves accordingly. Their interest puts added pressure on Iraq to maintain stability, governance, and financial strength, which in turn benefits the dinar's standing. This type of regional involvement doesn't happen unless there's real potential. And now that the rear is public, Iraq's credibility, both regionally and globally, has reached a new peak. Analysts are now discussing Iraq as a viable emerging market. That kind of recognition shifts not only perception, but access to international lending, credit ratings, and development partnerships. As always at Iraqi Dinar News, we urge our viewers to stay grounded. Don't be swayed by exaggerated claims or unrealistic promises. What's happening now is significant because it is based on real economic metrics and deliberate national policy, not hype. The rear is not just another statistic. It's a financial declaration that Iraq is stepping confidently into its future. Thank you for staying with us through this important update. If you found value in today's coverage, please support the channel by liking, sharing, and subscribing. We're committed to delivering fact-based insights and keeping you informed on every critical development. Stay patient, stay informed, and as always, stay hopeful. Iraq's journey is far from over, but the path forward is becoming clearer than ever.